All right, Bills Mafia, gather round because we've got a big one today. As always, we're here working hard to bring you the freshest and most exclusive stories about our beloved Buffalo Bills. Whether it's breaking news, behind the scenes, drama, or deep insight into team decisions, we've got it all. And hey, if you appreciate this kind of deep dive coverage and want to keep it coming, do us a solid. Hit that like button and smash that subscribe button so you never miss a beat. That's right. After weeks of rumors, social media speculation, and swirling uncertainty, we finally have a clear update on the James Cook situation. And it comes straight from one of the most trusted voices in the NFL. According to insider Ian Rapoport, James Cook will play for the Buffalo Bills in 2025. Let's repeat that for the folks in the back. James Cook will suit up in the red, white, and blue next season. No holdout, no skipping out, no drama, at least not on game day. But let's rewind a bit and take you through everything that led us here. Because trust me, it's been a wild ride. James Cook had a monster 2024 season. And I mean monster, Doc Cook. Put the league on notice by rushing for a league-leading 16 touchdowns, tied with big-name backs like Jahmyr Gibbs and Derrick Henry. That's elite company, folks. And that's not all. He averaged over 90 yards per game in the first 2 playoff rounds, showing up big time when it mattered most. But just as fans were starting to dream about a Cook-led offense marching into the Super Bowl, something strange happened in the AFC Championship game against the Kansas City Chiefs. Cook was suddenly phased out. He barely touched the ball. And yes, the Bills lost. Coincidence? Maybe. But fans weren't happy, and neither was Cook. Heading into 2025, Cook is entering the final year of his rookie deal. He's set to make $5.3 million, which, let's be honest, for a back with his production, that's a bargain for the Bills. But not exactly what Cook's camp is looking for. Cook's camp has made it clear. He wants double, maybe triple that amount annually moving forward. Think $10-15 million per season. And when a player puts his house up for sale, pulls, out of contract talks, and stays quiet while rumors swirl, you know something's going on. There were whispers about a possible holdout. Some fans even speculated he might force a trade or go into full-on contract year mode and keep himself safe. But Rapoport put those rumors to bed with one sentence. He will play for the Bills. It's still unclear how happy Cook is about this decision. But for now, Bills Mafia can rest easy. Cook will be in the backfield come September. General manager Brandon Beane has been busy this offseason. He locked up several key players, including Josh Allen, who inked a 6-year, $330 million deal with a jaw-dropping $250 million guaranteed. He also added depth on the defensive line and brought in new pieces at receiver like Joshua Palmer and Curtis Samuel, but so far, no extension for James Cook. Why? According to reports, the Bills front office wants to wait until after the NFL draft to reassess Cook's value and potentially resume contract talks. Smart strategy? Maybe. Risky? Absolutely. We've seen plenty of teams drag their feet on paying elite talent and lose them in free agency the next year. Cook could easily hit the open market in 2026, and if he has another 1,000-yard, 10-plus touchdown season, he'll get paid somewhere, even if it's not in Buffalo. Cook hasn't been shy about expressing his dissatisfaction. He's made subtle statements. On social media, he's moved out of Buffalo, at least temporarily. He's staying quiet during interviews, but despite it all, he's staying professional. No public drama, no bashing the team, no holding out, and that tells you everything. You need to know about the kind of player he is. This guy wants to win. He wants to contribute. And if he has to bet on himself to get that next big payday, you better believe he's going to leave it all on the field in 2025. Let's talk scheme for a second. In 2023, when Cook officially took over as the full-time starter, the offense opened up in new ways. He ran for over 1,000 yards, and while his touchdown numbers were modest that season, it was clear he had the potential to be a major weapon. In 2024, the Bills unlocked that potential. With new offensive wrinkles and improved blocking up front, Cook exploded into a top-tier fantasy and real-world threat. If the Bills are serious about finally getting over the hump and knocking off Kansas City, they're going to need Cook firing. on all cylinders when the offense is going through some changes with Stephon Diggs no longer the WR1. But with Josh Allen playing MVP level football and Cook threatening defenses from the backfield, the ceiling is sky high. And let's not forget, this is a contract year. Cook's going to run angry. He's going to run smart. And he's going to make sure every GM in the league sees his value. It's possible if the Bills don't find what they're looking for in the draft, and if other contract talks fall through, Beane could circle back to Cook before week 1. The groundwork is already there, but don't be surprised if negotiations stall until mid-season or even next off-season. The Bills are in win-now mode, and while keeping Cook long-term is ideal, they might decide to use his production while they can and figure the rest out later. While we're talking roster moves, let's touch on a few names still floating out. Rasul Douglas could very well return as CB after the draft. Von Miller, released, but a reunion isn't totally off the table. Jordan Phillips, a fan favorite who could provide depth on the D-line. Amari Cooper, if he wants to return, at a team-friendly price. Now, this could get interesting. Beane has shown he's not afraid to make bold moves, and bringing back a vet or two to plug some holes isn't off the table. We know Brandon Beane. The man's not afraid to roll the dice on draft day in his 7 drafts as general manager of the Buffalo Bills. He's traded up in the first round 4 times. That's more than half, folks. He's a man of action. And this year, all signs are pointing to another aggressive move. This time to address some glaring defensive needs. Let's rewind to 2018. Beane shocked the NFL by moving from the 12th pick to the 7th to select some guy named Josh Allen. Maybe you've heard of him. NFL MVP, record-breaking contract, Buffalo legend in the making. Fast forward to today. The Bills are currently sitting at pick number 30, but according to multiple ESPN insiders, Beane might not be staying there for long. Matt Miller from ESPN put it bluntly. With 10 picks, including 2 second-rounders, expect the Bills to be active and aggressive. And it's not just ESPN speculating. A scout from a rival team even went on record saying, don't be surprised if they're a team trying to move up in round 1 for an impact defensive player. That's not just smoke. That's fire. Beane has a war chest of picks, 10 total, including some very valuable day 2 ammo. And with the Bills' current roster holes on defense, especially at cornerback and on the D-line, it makes total sense for Beane to get bold once again. Let's be real here. The offense is in a pretty solid place. Josh Allen is coming off an MVP season. James Cook is back for 2025. The wide receiver room is being retooled, but the big glaring needs are on defense. Gone is Von Miller. Kaya Elam is now a Cowboy. The team did bring in some veterans like Joey Bosa, but depth and youth on defense are still top priorities. Whether it's stuffing the run, pressuring the quarterback, or locking down elite wideouts, the Bills need that spark, that next young defensive star to take them over the top. And guess what? That kind of player is not going to be sitting there at number 30. So who exactly could the Bills be targeting if they do move up? Here are a few names that keep coming up in mock drafts and scouting reports. Mike Green, edge Marshall, a raw but explosive pass rusher who could develop into a future star. Donovan Ezeruaku, edge Boston College, high motor, great bend, disruptive in the backfield. Kenneth Grant, DT Michigan, an absolute monster in the middle. Powerful, agile, and scheme versatile. Will Johnson, CB Michigan, one of the most talented corners in the draft, though concerns about injuries have him possibly slipping out of the top 10. All of these guys are expected to go somewhere between picks 10 and 20. That means the Bills would need to jump at least 10 spots to land one of them, and they have the draft capital to do just that. Let's do the math for a second. The Bills hold pick number 30, 2 second-rounders, and plenty of late-round ammo. To move into the 10-20 range, they could package their 30th pick with one or both of their second-rounders. That might seem like a lot, but when you're talking about landing a cornerstone player on defense, someone who can contribute right away and potentially change the trajectory of this franchise, it's absolutely worth it. Think about how many games over the last couple of seasons came down to one missed stop, one busted coverage, one lack of pressure on the quarterback. That's the difference between winning a Super Bowl and going home early. Beane knows this. And the window to win right now with Allen in his prime, it's wide open. This could also be classic Beane. The man knows how to play the draft like a poker game. Maybe he's letting the league think he's desperate for a cornerback so someone ahead of him reaches, allowing his real target to fall. Or maybe it's legit. Maybe Bean has circled a guy like Will Johnson or Kenneth Grant and said, this is the guy I'm going to get, no matter what it takes. Either way, expect the phones to be buzzing in Buffalo's war room on draft night. And let's not forget, this team has a history of keeping fans on the edge of their seats every April. This year, that drama might reach a whole new level. What's also exciting about this move is that it's not just about the 2025 season. A top-tier defensive draft pick could become a building block for years to come. Just look at the impact rookies like Sauce Gardner and Micah Parsons had on their teams right out of the gate. That kind of player could be what pushes the Bills from AFC contenders to champions. This isn't just about patching holes, it's about building dominance. So there it is, Bills Mafia. The James Cook saga is far from over, but one thing's for sure, he's playing for the Bills in 2025. The man wants to prove he's worth top dollar, and he's got all the motivation in the world to do it. And we as fans get to enjoy the ride. But I want to hear from you. Do you think the Bills should give James Cook a big extension before the season starts? Or should they ride out the year and make a decision next offseason? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't hold back. And if you made it all the way to the end, thank you. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more Bills content, and share this video with every member of Bills Mafia you know. Until next time, keep the faith, trust the process, and as always, go Bills!